part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, click on that first. I'm gonna start this in 3, 2, 1. Hold on. I am at 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 16 seconds in. So, 3, 2, 1, play. And yes, the crying.
Yep. All right, that's that.
Is the book closing that gets me at the end?
Yeah.
Like that's what got me the first time I watched this.
Okay, so you've seen it before. Yeah. It was like heavily predictable.
Now I got him.
Goosebumps.
Wow. What a trip, man. Oh, why am I sad?
Because the show's over.
Fuck you.
Oh, shit. They closed the book.
That one gets you.
It's got me. I'm there. Oh my god.
I saw a meme like sometime before watching the finale.
It was good.
The moment you realized
It was good. I'm there.
With the book closing.
I'm crying hard, man. I'm sorry. I know. I'm a big buff guy crying over, but this is how I actually.
Let it out.
They did it. They did it. They did
fucking
it.
closed
Fuck.
it.
Fuck. They did it. All right.
Well, Pinky did that.
Well,
I know that. Fuck.
That's the end.
That's the perfect way to end it. Close the book on a generation to remember. Wow.
I'm not crying. I'm not crying. Fuck you. It ended on the page turn. Oh, god damn it.
This whole time too, I was watching. I'm like, it's probably not gonna get me.
Yeah.
I mean, it might, but it did. It got me.
I literally would never have done so much stuff on this show. So.
It's just so cool that we did this 9 seasons.
The book, right? I mean, duh.
Whoa. First of all, okay, whoa.
Okay, the lighting on
Big
her
whoa.
hair
The book
looked
closes,
strange.
and then we cut to Twilight Sparkle opening the book to begin her adventure anew.
God damn it, that was right in the fucking feels. Fuck.
This was a really solid way to wrap everything up.
Yeah.
And again, for me, I think back to not just the show, but everyone I've met because of the show. Everything that's happened with me because of, whether it's Bronies React or anything else, it hits me because, this has been a major life changer. Major. And it's all her fault. It's all her fault.
Yeah, I know the
met so many
story.
people. I wouldn't have been creative on YouTube. I would have done a lot of stuff so fuck, man. I'm not crying. I'm just gonna drown my sorrows in more wine. You'll make me feel better, wine.
I don't even know what to say. That's crazy. Ooh, that's not okay.
I mean, I just think back to all the years of conventions and all the time, all the effort, all the hours that just put into the fandom and inside of it. And again, it's so cool that we were able to have it all tie up. So I got mine right here.
I have that movie over here somewhere. I have that movie.
I really don't know what the reaction of everyone else watching this is going to be. If everyone else is like either sobbing and crying or just cracking jokes. I'm torn somewhere in the middle, honestly. This is a big moment, but at the same time,
I mostly just
I
stayed
guess that's it. It's a big
emotional.
moment. Great.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of ashamed of myself that I didn't cry more.
It was great.
'Cause
It was, and all of it was
I
great.
put on the song in my car
You know,
several times just to listen to
Not
it
just,
and
not
allow
just
me to
finale,
cry it out.
but all 9 years of this has just been amazing.
It's really fucking done.
But I didn't cry that much during the actual reaction, so that kind of...
I just want to say, everyone out there who's
I'm
watching
kind of ashamed
this,
by that.
there's no ugly crying mess right now, and I look like such a bitch. I don't care. This show, like, it made me, like, want to be more creative and meet all these people, so I'm sorry.
Anyone that's put time into the show, anyone that's put time into the fandom, anyone that's just been part of the audience, been part of the fandom, and has put, you know, a comment or a like or a share or just you know, that have come up over the years and said how much they've enjoyed the Bronies React stuff. Like, this hit me at BronyCon, but you know, it's hitting me just probably harder now.
I love you all. I love you all so much. You're so great. It made me feel like I could do something to change people. And thank you. I'm so grateful I got to be part of this. And
Guys, this is it's been amazing. It's been an incredible
And
ride.
there's still an hour left of this left.
And what a great
I'm wondering what
tie-in
else is
for
gonna be
everything
fitting in
here. So, it was good.
Good stuff.
It was really, really good.
I promised myself, I was like, I'm gonna pull out the tissue box, I'm not gonna cry, and I fucking ended up crying. Fuck me.
This has been the ride of a lifetime, and it's not over. There's still so much to come, so much to experience. You just focusing on the fandom side.
Yeah.
There's so much to this. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I mean that as a whole, fandom-wise, and I also mean that, you know, in the foreseeable future with Bronies React.
Lots changed, hasn't it? Even in my life. I don't think I've ever followed anything this long.
Saber had seen this before me, and all he told me was he cried.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was, by the time we were getting near the end of this, I'm
Saber in
like,
this,
I wonder if I missed the part where I was supposed to cry at.
Yeah.
And then the song started up, and I'm like, ah, fuck, this is probably gonna be it.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful, honestly. I'm honestly, like, just, this show did a lot for me, and I'm just, it took me out of my shell, made me want to be more creative and meet all these great people, and I'm just so grateful for it. Just, thank you all so much. And, this is so pathetic, I hate it.
Did you cry?
No. I cried on the inside.
Even Applejack doesn't actually do that.
Oh man, I love you guys. All
Did
the
she
friends
cry
I
in
made.
this, Applejack?
I love you all so much. I'm with you. I'm with you till you pass on.
I don't know
Like,
if
even
she
if the
did.
show ends.
I think she was
Here for
crying
you.
too whenever it
Ah,
was
man. Geez, Race, you happy? You happy? You got a big brolic dude crying on your videos about cartoon horses? Oh my god, it's just gonna be so funny.
Symbolically, I'm in outer space now.
That's how it feels, yeah. I feel like I'm playing an Atari game. Very well said. Oh. Is this a game that I don't know of? The operation was completed successfully. Playtime. Too long.
You're laughing. You were sobbing when you watched it.
I have to add some levity. Everybody's probably crying right now in the react.
Yeah.
Jax crying. You a bitch. Race Best tearing up. You a bitch. Paleo, you a bitch. I don't even care if you're crying or not. You a bitch. Black Griffin, you the ultimate bitch.
I don't know. I don't think he cried. Did he? Black Griffin.
I'm so sorry. Is it over? No, ponies, stay forever. You know the lights. Time. It's over. It's no, stop. You have to throw them away now. Wait.
No, I can't do that.
You're heckling.
I have Whole
It's
bunch
over.
over here.
Just tear it all down. Destroy it.
So what's this gonna be? How has MLP changed your life? Oh, the questions, I'm guessing. I used to wonder what friendship.
How MLP
Billy
changed
Pooh.
in the musicians
That's-
chat. We would,
That's an old
send
face here.
very rough drafts of what we were working on, and we would give each other
Got some
critique
facial hair,
and
little chubby
give
hair.
each other tips. Everyone was kind of pushing each other to be their best. I don't think I've been in any other community that's kind of so tightly knit and capable of driving you so much. It's also shown me
Who else are we gonna get in this?
what a vibrant, positive
I still don't think we're gonna be
community
getting
can do.
James.
It's given me family, and
Let's
it's
see.
just shown me how much positivity can come out.
The cool thing about the
Oh, that's the
Brony
design.
community is that there's so much creativity. It really sets it apart from other fandoms. Really has helped me develop my skills as a musician. In the Brony community, I was able to really get those skills honed quite rapidly because I was in a community on Skype for Brony musicians, and they really helped me out. Started making like really good songs in like less than a year. I
probably should have cut this
The
like
Brony
from
community is very
like
supportive
the
and
beginning
willing
of
to
this
help
part of the video
with
instead of
creative
what I did.
endeavors. I've met a lot of
But oh
people
well.
in the fandom, and they're genuine
Maybe I'll edit
people.
the two
Really
together, I
nice
don't
to
know.
be a part of this community.
I have so many new
No,
friends that I did not have before, and I'm going to different cons, and I'm seeing people. My transition has been happening since last June, and so many people have been like, holy shit, I didn't know this about myself until you came out. There's so many people who are thankful to me as someone who is able to be on like silly videos like this. That's really meaningful that people look up to me in any kind of way. I know it's sad because this is the end, but cheers to new beginnings.
My name's Jack T. Herbert. I used to be a reactor to various
Yeah.
videos on YouTube between around
And he was a big one, too.
2011
He
to
was a
2014.
very
So
popular
I started relatively early during season 1. And I met a
Where
group
he had
of
the
friends.
suit on.
We like travelled from the UK to the US. You know, we effectively formed like a music group together. We made a bunch of stuff, and we are still friends to this day. And the thing that brought us together in the first place was MLP, and as such, I feel like that is something I can always be thankful for MLP for bringing us together and creating an everlasting friendship.
Actually, quite a terrible person before MLP came along.
I believe I remember
things I
this.
shouldn't have done, and
This guy.
things I regret immensely. Now
That's
I'm a much
whatever.
better person for it. Still not perfect. No one is.
Was he
But yeah,
what,
it
the
gave
guy
me insight into what being
from
a
the
good
season
person
3
is
finale
and
React?
why I should want to. I've been to places
think?
I would
I'm
never
not
have
sure.
dreamed of going. I've done things I would have never dreamed I'd be doing. Met people I had no idea I'd ever meet, and made new friends along the way. It's truly something cliche in saying that it's something magical. It really is. Nothing I've ever experienced in my life has been anything like it. So yeah,
That's a nice guitar.
I can never be thankful enough to the show itself, the fandom, the people who
design on
make
it.
the show. It's been something special, and I hope G5 lives up to that.
MLP for me has changed my life in a way that I can't even begin to describe because, you know, as a lonely 19-year-old sitting in his room in 2011 and trying to rebuild my life, finding something as simple as that and as nurturing a community as I found in MLP was something that changed my life for the better in almost every conceivable way. I had never experienced popularity before, and it helped to not only give me a taste of it, but it also helped to really humble me and teach me the kind of person that I wanted to be because I started out as a piece of shit. MLP and the fandom and the people that I have met through it have helped to ultimately shape the person that I am now. And I really can't even begin to think what my life would be like if I hadn't found it. Even though I don't participate as heavily as I do, it still is a part of my life. To have the opportunity to leave an impact on something like this is incredible, and MLP gave me that opportunity.
To go to
Final
so many
draft,
new cities and attend so many events I never would have gone to. Learn
He's
so
the guy
many
that did that
new
kind of news
skills
broadcast thing.
I never thought I could learn. I interviewed
I know this
people I
series
never thought
pretty
I
well,
could
so.
meet. I made friends from parts of the world I never thought I would go to. For me, what was important was the people that I met and the people who I'm still great friends with today.
My name is Silent. I'm an audio engineer
Yes, I recall
and
this
an
guy.
orchestral music producer. It's been about 7 years since
He was
I
in
was
the
on Bronies
season
React.
2 finale
First discovered
reaction.
the show when I was in college.
First
I
episode
just gotten
of Bronies
started. I
React.
really wasn't liking what I was doing. Discovered all of this other music that was being created by the fandom. The amount of talent that came from this music community is just incredible. And you've got some guys that have gone on to make music careers of their own that got their start here. I decided I wanted to do that because I love soundtrack music. So I decided to pick up on it myself, and I don't know if I ever really would have. I still talk to a lot of those guys to this very day, and they're great people, and I'm thankful for them being in my life. My years in this community have been some of my best years. If it weren't for this show, I may never have become as ingrained in audio work as I am now.
MLP has changed my life in a lot of ways.
I don't know that he was the first one that was asked to be part of the series.
Before I became a Brony,
Though he wasn't in the first episode. He was in the second, I think.
friends when
And
my
third.
popularity just exploded overnight with my music and being featured on EQD. I suddenly found people who wanted to get to know me, who wanted to work with me, who wanted to be my friend. One of the biggest blessings in my life. I've met a lot of people over the years that have just changed me for the better as a person, and it was thanks to this show.
The show's been a pretty core part of my
Jay
life
Hogger.
for the past 8 years.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see all the stuff up behind me. I'm
Yeah,
OG
the
season
Applejack
1.
guy.
For those of you who don't know, I am the person who was one of the editors and coordinators for Ponies the Anthology series. I got to that point through 8 years of continuously learning how to do editing work. Seeing other people do videos with this show was what got me to start. 2011 me would be mind-blown of like how much skill and how many advances in skill I had made. It's allowed me to explore my more artistic side. It allowed me to learn how to be comfortable with myself in front of I guess a crowd, doing stuff in front of conventions and panels. It helped me make a lot of new lifelong friends. I roomed or I lived with people who I met through this fandom. I have my current job tangentially because of an acquaintance I have. I probably am with my current partner because of people who I knew in this fandom. It's been a great 8 years, and I would not trade any of it for the world.
I'm Ian,
Fire Team Harmony. So this
I'm
is
Thomas,
aka Twilight Spartan.
Don't cry. Don't cry. We take our helmets off for the first time and you cry.
Well, one of you
my
had your
journey
helmet off.
began 2011. I was up in Kodiak, Alaska with the military. My first winter away from family. And if you know anything about living that far up north, you get about 2 hours of daylight. It was rough. I was tired. I was depressed all the time.
Strange that they weren't in the
away from
past
family, and
Bronies
the
React.
holidays were coming around. So a friend introduced me to the show. It was like a nightlight. I could have lived without it, but it was definitely helpful. Through that, I met a lot of friends that were on the internet with the military. I went to my first con in TrodCon, and I went there as security, and that's where I met this guy. As a person, I kind of realized, okay, you know, not everyone's as well adjusted to me, to social interactions as I am. And I got to meet people that were different from me, and I mean, as cheesy as that sounds, I got to appreciate people that weren't
So
me.
strange looking at their faces.
Some great friends that I'll have for life. I met my girlfriend. Has my life changed at all?
That's my
Absolutely.
dog.
I'm a better person and I'm better off in life because of the show.
I can't draw. I suck at music. I can build armor okay, so this is the only way I'm gonna do it. And he was just running security, and it's just me doing my usual I'm a goof in armor. We just started keep playing off each other, and it was a real good time. Has My Little Pony changed my life? Absolutely. It's definitely enticed me to try new things.
Yep.
And honestly, I've become a more social person. I've definitely become a better armor builder. I wouldn't have dreamed of building something like
Yes.
this.
Thank you very much. This has been Fire Team Harmony, and you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, it's me, Diana Karina, and I just wanted to say, first of all, congratulations, MLP, on a fantastic run. The
Do I know this
opportunity
person?
to
I'm not
work
sure.
with and meet so many amazing people. from the actors to the directors, producers, story writers, animators, everyone who's
Someone
been
might have to fill
involved,
me in on this one.
not the least of which is the fan base, the Bronies, and the amazing people who have been such a fantastic support for MLP and who have loved it through all of the years that it's been here. And hopefully it will continue to live on forever with all of you. Thank you for all of your support and congratulations on an amazing run.
Hey everyone, Devin Dalton here, aka Oh Celis. My Little Pony has absolutely changed my life for the better. Voicing this character has been
Okay.
a highlight for me personally.
Okay, so are these the actual voice actresses?
And I feel
voice actors?
super honored and extremely proud to be a part of the
Also,
My
Ocetus
Little
is one of my
Pony
favorites.
family. And
So
I
who's
think
the other
it's
one?
safe to say it's
Yeah.
so much more than a show.
Let me get my phone.
Beautiful message involved, and I know that it is certainly not the end. The adventures and the love and the sharing and the generosity and the friendship will live on in myself and my fellow cast and crewmates, and absolutely through each and every one of you. Thank you. Cheers to My Little Pony.
I do have this cup, but it's got nothing in it, so.
Cheers
Cheers.
to my friends.
I don't have.
Friendship really is magic.
Yes.
Just kind of reinforced my faith in the fact that there's a lot of good people in the world. Just the amount of care
Voice sounds
and
familiar.
kindness.
I gotta let
and
these
just
people
sort
up.
of respect shown to me personally. It's been really, really a privilege to be able to say thank you in person to the people who watch the work that we do, that I personally do. Without an audience, I can't be an actor. And so it's been really gratifying for me to be able to say thank you for watching. Thank you for allowing me to do the things that bring me so much joy. I feel like I've gotten so much more than I could ever express. It brought the Vancouver voice acting community closer together. It gave us an opportunity to socialize with each other in a different way than we had before. And that is a really, really cool thing that I don't think anybody could have expected from doing this show. That's how it's changed my life. I suppose those are pretty good things.
I was asked, how did My Little Pony change your life?
Katrina,
And the
I don't know.
answer is, I got this shirt. The people.
Is she Yona then?
Directors,
Or is she
other
not?
actors,
Is she someone else?
artists, people.
I don't know.
the
Maybe not.
crew, to
Maybe not all of
conventions,
them are
everyone
voice
in
actresses.
Thank you to the fans who have been around since whenever you started watching, but you're the reason that we were on for so long and got to do so many amazing fun things. It's sad that it's come to an end, but it's not really over when there's such a great community like you guys out there. We'll always be around and we'll always be grateful. I'm very grateful for all the amazing artist things I have that's been given to me. Yes, it's you guys. You guys have changed my life. Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Thought so. Okay.
Everyone from My Little Pony. Bye!
Helped me
Do you know?
really galvanize my sense of ambition. I literally found my voice. I was
So was
able
the first
to take
person,
that with
was
me
that
and
Silverstone?
start kind of trying to build sort of a career around it. Made a lot
Just
of
thinking
really
of like
great
the
friends
students
over
as
the
voice
years.
actresses.
I've
Voice
learned
actors
a
and
lot
voice
of
actresses.
things about myself. MLP, as a
No,
community,
Vincent
as a
Tom
band,
is
that really
Sandbar.
drove me to be better. I've become a better
Trying to
friend.
look at that block. I'm also listening. I'm not
Gotten a lot better
ignoring what they're
about
saying.
drawing boundaries and distancing myself from people I shouldn't be near, and focusing my energy on things and people I should be near. This community taught me how to appreciate people and be humble. I owe that to all of you guys. Thanks, everyone. It's been a spectacular ride from start to finish. I'm glad we got to be here together. It was a treat.
Without this show, I wouldn't be in the place that I am now at all. Like, I wouldn't know pretty much all the friends that I talk to on a daily basis. And I wouldn't be, like, traveling the country to go to the different conventions. I probably wouldn't have continued doing YouTube stuff. It definitely defined part of my life throughout the 2010s, and continues to do so, because I'm going to be going to conventions still. It's hard to imagine my life without this show, because I wouldn't know
it wasn't so
pretty much everyone that I know today. I really love the show, and I continue to love the show, even after it's ending. It's definitely changed my life for the better, I think.
When the MLP came out, I was
Animati. She's not been here in a
very
long time.
sad and sudden breakup. My nan was very ill at the time. She's in heaven now, but at the time she was very ill. So I was in a very, very sad place. One of my friends was like, "Hey, you should watch this show, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic." And I was like, what?
Yeah.
A really nice and positive refreshment from sad things happening at the time. It was like right up my alley.
I might have to look
I
them
met
up afterwards.
some lovely people
But,
I call my friends now. My character range with voice acting has progressed. It was just great being exposed to that and seeing what all these wonderful voice actresses did with these characters. Due to MLP, I've got to collaborate with like such talented people. All the places I've been to, I've met all sorts of people, and they've all been so lovely, making these new wonderful friends through this My Little Pony craze.
There was a particular episode of MLP that helped me mend my relationship with my
okay, he
brother.
just looks different.
I was able to develop myself and better myself as a person. There was something special about MLP. I got to go to conventions and meet a lot of people. To have the person come up to you in person and tell you that you helped me, you saved me, that means so much to me. It's also helped me meet a lot of good friends, lifelong friends. If it weren't for ponies, I probably wouldn't have gotten as far into Dungeons and Dragons as I did. I probably never would have moved to Texas. I probably would not have met my fiance if it wasn't for MLP. I do owe a lot to this show.
Hello!
Sorak. Wait, hold.
I'm David Dwayne Hammonds,
Joe
and
Stevens.
during the heyday of the Brony fandom, I played a character called Joe Stevens, a yellow journalist investigating all the heinous things going on in the world of My Little Pony. Called it the Equestrian Inquirer, a Tech Rat, and LTT Moose, and other people that get involved. And so I got invited to BronyCon, and here I am, a fake journalist, doing real journalism, interviewing real people, breaking stories. I was there when the fire broke out at BronyCon, and I had to do some discipline to make sure that I could
they were the
put
news
together a
guys.
weekly program that was always funny. And I got an agent, and I got to pitch at Nickelodeon. I did all these great things, and it was because of Bronies and the show My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, that I had all these opportunities. Because of the encouragement and the joy I felt doing this, I said, this is what I have to dedicate my life to. I don't think I would have had the courage to take the path I did. I can honestly say my life is different and changed for the better because of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic.
Self-worth, self-love, self-discipline, all wrapping in a bag of a present called self-acceptance. MLP has helped me acknowledge these traits. This is meaningful to me, and if not to everybody, this is meaningful to me. But there is no lack of better term. MLP has shown me that my story, the story's not over. I thought my story was over years ago. But I mean, yeah, you write your story. Even if it means stepping out of your box. Step out of the box, X out the options at hand, egg me on over easy, we'll see how it pans. As long as you choose to pick up a pen, you write your own story, so see how it ends. Meeting new people, all in the span of just watching all a common interest of watching a great show. No other way to say it at this point except thank you.
The show has been a constant motivator for me.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
now and then there's an episode that just hits home.
Okay, there was.
And it makes me feel like I need.
Oh wait, no. Do I know this person? I don't know.
Cosplaying Snowflake has kept me in the gym a lot more than.
Well, he's called Bulk Biceps, but
with the Bronies, with pony conventions, I got there and I just dove in because I knew that everyone here had that one thing in common.
yeah, no, Snowflake was one of the names.
My Little Pony. And from there, we would branch out to other things. It made me feel at home. And that was not a feeling that I had ever had before, and I don't know if I'll ever have again.
It changed everything. It was the
Tommy
first
Oliver?
community I
Good.
ever really participated in online. It allowed me to be much more creative and increased my confidence. I was drowning in cynicism, was subconsciously looking for something positive, upbeat, genuine, and affirming. Literally everybody in my social circle now, everybody that I associate with, I met all of you through the show.
changed my value system for the better, gave me more of an optimistic outlook towards a lot of things where before it was a lot of more blunt cynicism, and reshaped my social circles to being around people who helped me see that there was value in who I was and what I was doing in a way that I didn't have by myself. Thank you, Lauren Faust. Dress horse is still best horse, 7 years strong. Don't forget.
Because of that fandom, I was able to start experimenting with all sorts of stuff that I didn't know anything about. You can pick up a new craft without fear of judgment. Expanded my collection of silly instruments and accessories. I still got my kazoos. It was fantastic. I was able to go up on stage in front of a packed auditorium, play some stupid instruments, get everyone hyped. I felt like I was a rock star for a few years. It was great. It's had this lasting impact on who I am as a person. I wouldn't have given up my heyday in the fandom for anything. Thanks to the show, I was able to really just embrace being this goofball. It helped me rediscover sincerity, empathy, tolerance. The real My Little Pony was the friends we made along the way.
I took an interest in the show, and then I was impressed by the creativity of the fandom, so I tried my hand at making comics. One of my comics got featured on Equestria Daily, and it was just such an amazing feeling to connect with people on this creative level. I'm doing a lot. I've never been this involved in a fandom before. I have never had this sustained rhythm of creativity. I don't regret my time in this community. I don't regret putting myself out there. Even the moments it hurt, the benefit and the knowledge that I've gotten to be a positive impact in people's lives through my creative work, that means a lot to me. I'll always be grateful for this experience, for this insight, for this fandom, and for this show that made it all possible.
How has MLP changed your life?
Oh God, here comes the crying.
I found Mag. I came
A lot of
into the
people
fandom at
found
like one of my lowest points.
significant others
MLP,
through
a
this fandom.
little show about talking ponies for little girls pulled me out of my worst. Like, if I could talk to past me, I wouldn't believe it for a goddamn second.
Same.
Right. That's the reason why I love this show so much, was the fact that it encapsulated what everybody really wants, is just real friendship. I'm happy because the show brought me some of my dearest friends, and it brought me a lot more than I would have ever expected.
Yeah, my dearest friends are those who I've found through this fandom as well, and we're so lucky. Like, a couple of them have even moved close to us, and obviously her. And I will have you know, I found her, not vice versa.
Oh, God damn it.
I never knew what I was capable of before Pony.
It's mind-boggling how that show has brought together so many people. It's up to us to keep the fandom and to keep the show and the spirit alive. It really is. Yeah. And that's why, like, when everyone's like, oh, it's all over, I'm like, no, it's not. As long as we keep, creating content and enjoying what G4 is and what this show has brought us. Basically, MLP is amazing, and I think we're forever grateful to the show for everything it's done.
Yeah.
I watched, the first episode, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna be watching the rest of this stupid show, and I'm gonna enjoy it. I started making gags for my YouTube channel about the My Little Pony show, and because the My Little Pony show had exploded, lots of people saw those videos. It was like a resurgence in my thought, like, hey, maybe I can go somewhere with this. None of that would have happened if it weren't for ponies. Me traveling to America 5 times never would have happened due to ponies. I got people coming up to me and being like, hey, those stupid videos you made, I really liked them and had a good time with them. This was a hobby for me for a long time. And now it really feels like I'm making a difference. It's super cool. If it wasn't for ponies, then I would not be anywhere near where I am right now. And I'm eternally grateful for that.
Started discovering, that there were all the people in the Brony community around it, and found out that in 2012 there was going to be a My Little Pony convention. A friend of my mom's, his son, and I were little kids, and then we all went out and got lunch because we were both in town at the same time. We were both back from college. And they brought it up, just like kind of as a side thing, like, oh, like, you know, I've been watching the show, and he was like, oh my god, you watched it too, like, let's go to BronyCon. I was like, alright, let's do it. And then that set it off.
Yeah.
And then so I went to every BronyCon since then. 2016. I showed up to BronyCon, was like, I want to meet that Saber Spark guy, and then wore those my giant bird wings.
She put on
to mate.
her mating display, and I was like, pretty hot.
Yeah, I met my handsome boyfriend.
That's me. It was me, right?
Career-wise, like,
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he used to be gay?
I am.
Or did you
Sweetie
just
Belle.
say he was
Sweetie
gay?
Belle is me.
Yeah.
It's my character, and that's
back
like
in the
a
earlier
really
day.
cool thing to kind of have under your belt as someone who is in this industry. It's given me a lot of like life experiences for sure, and traveling and dealing with like school and traveling at the same time. And it's literally half of my life. Like, it's a decade. I've been doing this for a decade, and it's crazy to think that it's suddenly like going to be over. #blessed to be traveling and meeting people, having a fan base that's so dedicated and nice and generous that they can like still support me in like creating whatever I want to do now that has almost nothing to do with the show. Like, that's crazy.
So the question is, how has My
Fucking
Little Pony
M.A.
changed my
Larson.
life? And I mean, the honest answer is in quite a lot of ways, but the most notable is probably the restraining orders. I had to get a restraining order against AC Race Fest, which just doesn't work. Like, no matter how many I try.
I'm gonna guess he's joking.
I got one against Saber Spark.
I wouldn't doubt
season
it.
2. Dusty Cat.
How has My Little Pony changed my life? I've made friends that will last forever. I've met so many talented, creative individuals that I have incredible respect for. And I bought way too many t-shirts.
Yeah.
Restraining order against Jack Blade as
See if
well.
I can find him.
Viva Reverie, of course. Brony Dance Party. I mean, don't we all?
My Little Pony, above all else,
Michelle
has
Pfeiffer,
taught me
Apple
to
Milk.
keep an open mind. You know, not judge a book by its cover, all of that jazz. Now, I think the reason it stands out to me is because it was sort of the first lesson I learned in the very early development stages of the show, when we all had to decide, like, okay, are we gonna sort of ignore this and jump to conclusions based on what's on paper and what other people are telling us, or are we going to actually make an effort to connect with these people and try and understand what it is in the show that they're drawn to? Of course, I think all of us chose the latter, including myself, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. There's so many ways to apply open-mindedness in your everyday life, and it is something I will continue to do for the rest of my years. And yeah, My Little Pony, man, what a ride.
Paleo. I actually have 3 restraining orders against Paleo Steno.
Damn.
One's just for fun, the other 2 are kind of necessary. Let's see, no whacking. Needed one there for sure. Mike the Microphone. Also restraining order. Black Griffin.
Damn.
Who am I missing? Silver Quill.
Look at this stuff.
Vincent.
Isn't it neat?
Flash and a bunch of other chads.
I love you guys.
Simps.
I'm gonna miss the show. I'm gonna miss the people. I'm gonna miss going to conventions and
Chads,
seeing
Brads,
people. I guess
and Simps,
conventions
take
still
them all.
exist, right? I also love that Flash Sentry is everyone's favorite human/pony, and that everyone ships Flashlight. That's something that I really appreciate.
That last
from
one.
fandom. Everywhere I went, every fan I met was just really into this, and it just brings me so much joy, and it really touches my heart. So thank you guys. I love you as much
Oh
as you guys
God,
love
what
me
have we done?
together forever. I just want to say thank you to everyone involved in this show. I feel so blessed to be a part of it. This show has allowed me to travel the world to see and meet amazing people and experience true humanity. It's something that you don't see every day. You guys have shown me how to love, how to be extremely selfless. You guys do so much for the world, and this show has done so much for so many people across this world. So I just feel very, very blessed to be a part of it.
The Lost Narrator. Magpie Pony also. I had to get a restraining order against Peter New. Who else? Hasbro.
Yeah.
The entire country of Canada. That's why it has to stay up there. Can't come near me.
Hi, I'm Sunny Westbrook. I'm the voice of Cozy Glow. Being on Pony has absolutely changed my life for the better, and one of the ways it's done that is it's made me a better actor. Getting to work with that cast and with those women, watching them switch back and forth between characters, listening to them screw up their lines, watching them drop in little bits of improv, it's encouraged me to take bigger chances, make bigger choices. It's absolutely made me a better performer for having the privilege of being on that show and working with those women. I have been viewing my relationships through the elements of harmony and
I've actually done
what
that.
elements might be missing. So think about it. Like if you
I've done
have
that, like,
a
subconsciously
friendship
and not
where
even
there's a lot of
realizing it.
laughter and a lot of honesty, but a little short on kindness, it gets a little weird. Just having the elements of harmony in my life toolkit has made me a much better person for having been on the show. It's been a real privilege to be a part of.
Anyone else? Living Tombstone, Eileen Monty, Private Stampede, GM Barrow. Pretty much annually, I get a new one against GM Barrow.
Hey everyone, it's Julian. Like many of you, I have made some really great friends
No
from
filter,
this show
please.
and from meeting all of you guys at fan conventions, and that to me has been the most awesome part. It's been a really amazing chance for me to have my creative voice be heard and to get to write books and episodes and contribute to, you know, just this idea that kindness matters and loyalty and all of these things, all of these elements make up to be magic. And I just really believe that, and I'm so happy to have met all of you, and I'm happy to have worked on this show, and it's so special to me and always will be. And I don't really feel that it's over. I think that as long as it lives on in our hearts and the experience has made a big impression on all of us, it's here to stay, and the ponies aren't gone, and they never really will be. So thank you guys, and I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I have.
Beavis, oh man, that guy. If you ever need a restraining order against Beavis, good luck. I bring the lulls. That was pretty easy to get. Everybody kind of automatically has one.
Wow.
So that one was easy. DHX, Rainbow Dash. I think that's it. That's all of them.
Oh, okay.
So that's a pretty big life change, you know. Hi everyone, my name's Peter New, and I was a voice actor on My Little Pony for all 9 seasons.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the work that I had. I'm grateful for the time that I got to spend in the studio and for the time I got to spend honing my craft. On a deeper level, I'm grateful for the friends that I made in the crew, the cast, and then out in the larger community. You know, if you want to talk about the thing that I'm the most grateful for, ultimately, I don't think there's any question that it has to be that it's through this fandom that I met my wife, who is the light for me, and
there's another one.
I don't think that would never have happened without this show. So what else can compare with that? She's amazing, and I love her. It's been an honor, you guys. It's been a genuine honor, and I love you all. Did I mention the travel? I love the travel. Come on, that's been amazing. So on a more serious note, being involved with My Little Pony has been the experience of a lifetime. I can't imagine there's too many people who do what I do who got to go through something like this. But just from getting to write stories with these characters, playing around in Equestria, getting to watch the episodes when they're finished, getting to go to conventions and meet fans, and have
That's a lot of
discussions about the
clarity.
show
You
and
see
what
that?
it means to people. It's really been the thrill of a lifetime. And so incredibly meaningful to me to hear people's stories about how it's affected them too. So thank you all for letting me be a part of it, and even this stupid Bronies React thing, that too. Thanks guys. See you on the next show.
First started watching it in like 2011, had like this direct kind of connection with some of the people that were out there in the community, especially the editors, where I was making videos, I was creating content, and I was getting a direct feedback. And to me, it was this kind of community that was very encouraging, very fun, and just new and fresh that wasn't really seen on the internet. I kind of realized that I did want to get into video editing. I did want to do this full time. I've just met so many great people and had so many great friendships kind of spawned from that. My wife, Casey, and I met her through basically like friends of friends and through this community. So, I mean, I wouldn't be married to this day if it weren't for MLP. Created a lot of great friendships, have a lot of great memories to look back on, and really just wouldn't have traded it for anything because I feel like it really has helped me come into who I am today and kind of open up a lot of opportunities and doors to the kind of people that I, consider my friends to this day.
Changed my life in tremendous ways. Like, I got into the show back in like late 2011. I mean, I just wanted to watch the cartoons everybody else was talking about on the internet. It's like, whoa, there's a community behind this. Cool. And then just seeing it evolve. All the folks at Bronies React, I've met them through this stuff. What a bizarre and unexpected way to bring people together over something that they're so passionate about. It's never going to happen again like this. It was life-changing. Yeah, I'm gonna miss it. Wouldn't have met my best friends, wouldn't have met my girlfriend, wouldn't have got my job. So thank you, Wild Cody. Thank you for the folks who made it. You guys did some great stuff. Lauren Faust, thank you for all your hard work and for putting something into motion that's just set up ripple effects across the world. So love you, Horse Mom, and love you, other horse family.
Horse God.
And CNG5. Oh, fuck me, right? Fuck!
I would say the biggest thing would be all the friends that I've made along the way and the just the awesome experiences that I've had. I've always been trying to figure out what I want to do, and I think MLP helped me figure it out that I wanted to work in that I wanted to work in entertainment, that I wanted to do animation stuff and all that. That having friends along the way is what helps keep you sane and it helps you at least get the support that you need. And I wouldn't be out here if I hadn't watched the show and made all the friends that I did.
Just the people that you meet and the way that you kind of foster those friendships is really going to be the longer lasting thing than the show could have ever been. I've met a lot of really cool people, and I feel like the friends that I still have to this day are going to be lifelong friends. Don't let conventions or a show end mean that your friendship has to end. Like, literally, you can continue on Discord and play games, you can still chat on the phone, you can still text each other, you can still meet up. Try to make the effort and keep the channels open to communicate with your friends.
Hey, every pony, it's Kathy Westluck.
Kathy
So
Westluck.
how has My Little Pony Friendship is Magic? How has that changed
I'm expecting
my
some
life?
bigger names
Well,
we're getting.
I like doing
Starting to get into the main cast.
But I would have to say, in a nutshell, simply the fact of having the
Round
chance
trip.
to meet all of you and
Yeah.
spreading the message of love and friendship and all of the messages that the elements of harmony reflect. That's what I would say. But I think we need to ask Spike, don't you? So let's see what he says. What do you think, Spike? He's got a message for you.
Together.
Yeah. What he said. Hugs to everybody.
I thought she was gonna do the
show
voice.
lives in my heart as I know it lives in yours. Take care.
It's aged me 10 years, the show. When you work on a show like this, that's this huge and this universal.
I've never
you
actually
start
seen
to
any
be
footage of
known.
him, so this is weird.
And I think this probably
I've seen
goes for everyone
one
who worked on the
profile
show.
image.
You get to be known for that, like for your role in My Little Pony. Every time I get introduced to someone new, it's kind of like, hey, this is Daniel. He writes songs on My Little Pony, and people know what that means. That's just like a total trip to be part of something that's so well recognized. In addition to just these opportunities that I've come to travel the world and meet people from all these all cultures and walks of life, and work with amazing artists that I never thought I would be able to work with. The show just kind of changes you by getting into your DNA. It's so packed with lessons and examples of how, to be a better person. It's a show about horses that's really about humanity. And those messages just are reinforced a million times over by the actual people in the community you meet. How can that not affect who you are and really help you become humble and aspire to really learn from all of those experiences? I think the harder question for me to answer would really be, how has it not affected my life in the last 10 years? It's kind of been everything, and grateful for that.
Hey, this is Andrea.
Andrea,
so
Andrea.
I was asked, how did My Little Pony Friendship is
We're really
Magic
getting up there.
change my life? And I have a super cheesy answer. The way it's really changed my life is through friendships. I've met so many incredible people through working on the show. Other actors, but also people on the other side of the glass, writers, artists, directors, producers, as well as fans that I've met through the show that have been absolutely incredible. And I've formed so many amazing friendships, lifelong friendships, super fulfilling friendships. And I'm very, very grateful for that.
I can remember at
Tabitha
the
St.
first
Germain.
sporting convention that I went to, which was Everfree Northwest. We were asked when we were on stage, what do you think of this whole, like, brony phenomenon? Like, this whole MLP thing that's happened. I can remember that I said that, well, I think it's like a car crash. You know, the event happens, and then all these people gather, and the crowd is there, and they're watching, and then all of a sudden they turn to each other, and they're like, hey, man, I like that shirt. I bought a shirt just like that the other week. And they were like, oh, man, you know what, I like your style. Your style is amazing. And then that's how the phenomenon happened. It was a thing around a thing, and needless to say, the people on stage with me kind of objected. They were like, no, it's because of the brilliance of us and the Lauren and the thing with the but here's the thing. None of us really knows what happened. It's a mystery. It is, oh, sweet mystery of life, at last I found you. We don't know what happened. It's a little cathexis in the universe, and all I know is that I am extremely, extremely grateful for it. Because, like many great things, most great things, I would not have chosen it. I wouldn't have put it on my vision board. Look, I need to meet all these people, and I need to go to all of these places, and I need to have all this creativity, burble, like Yellowstone Park around me. I wouldn't have chosen it. But in its infinite wisdom, this introvert was catapulted by the universe into this insane party. And I'm really, really, really happy and stoked and amazed to have been a part of it. And I'm so grateful for all the things people have given me over the years. You guys, you guys, you're amazing. Anyway, darlings, I'm just going to sign out now before I say anything too insane. Too late. Okay,
I met some of my best friends through the show. You know, I don't think of it as being because of the show, and when I hang out with Jeff or Steven, AC Wraithmaster Saberspark, because we don't talk about it most of the time. We're just hanging out. But the truth is that I wouldn't have met them. I wouldn't have met you if it wasn't for this show. And I have no idea where my life would be right now. I certainly wouldn't be here. I'm not a very sentimental person, but when I think about it, I go, wow, you know, this show actually has changed my life. Because I have no idea what my life would be like if it weren't for My Little Pony. It's actually bittersweet. Like, I know a lot of people are really sad that the show is ending, but this finale makes me look back on everything and just kind of wraps it all together for me and makes me go, oh, wow, that really has been a part of my life for a very, very long time. Yeah. It encompasses everything that happened, whether or not it was related to My Little Pony. It encompasses all of that from when I joined the military, which is when My Little Pony started airing. It's crazy to look back on all that and think about how it's actually affected me a lot more than maybe I realized. Whatever happened surrounding the show is unique and something you couldn't have planned and something that probably couldn't be duplicated. It's just one of those magical things that happens in this world. It changed the world in a way for the better. And, you know, it was a game changer. Yeah. Like you said, this was unheard of, and especially in the industry in Vancouver, you know, that a show like this, and probably unheard of in the history of, you know, any TV show, that a cartoon for children would attract such a massive, massive audience of all ages and all genders and all, you know, walks of life and all professions. At the very end of the show, when the book closes, I felt like that's not the show in that book, that's my life. All the good experiences, all the bad experiences, everything I've learned through My Little Pony and through just living life is all contained in the span of time from when I started watching the show.
Camera restarted about 5 minutes ago, just noticed.
Now. And and it's changed my life incredibly, and I wouldn't have met you.
Oh, okay. Nice.
As a guy
I fucking saw
since
that.
very little,
Living Tombstone, yeah.
I'm very obsessed with everything that's out there, and there's a lot of stuff that's often, you know, not very easy to
Oh my
explain when
god,
people
that
like
was
it.
great.
And being an Israeli, I remember it was
She almost
hard
named
for
him,
me
I
to
think,
just
too.
be on the internet and make the stuff that I want to make, and also not necessarily have to always have to explain why do I like a certain thing or so. And the My Little Pony community was everything that to me was very important, because I really wanted to find my footing in such a way that I can make what I love, but also, you know, appreciate with the stuff that aesthetically is very pleasing to me. And I think My Little Pony, you know, shares a lot of the values of being friendly and being very colorful and to always promote positivity in such a huge volume. This is what was really important to me. I remember that when I started being in the fandom, I had huge imposter syndrome because, you know, again, being from Israel, I didn't necessarily have anyone listening to what I do, like, let alone my music. And because of it, suddenly the community being like, you know, very appreciative, and suddenly people started to listen more and more, and I'm like, I don't think I deserve this, because it wasn't until this point that I even felt that it was, you know, for me. But the community showed me that this can come from anywhere, and there's people that from the community that I'm still friends to this day. So even if I don't, and it's true, I haven't made content about My Little Pony in a while, but in no way do I, you know, there's people in the community that I fully respect, and there's people that I'm still working with this till this day, because there's people out there that to them it's what shares their values and who they are, and I think that's very noble and very important. Thank you so much, not just, you know, the community, but thanks Hasbro and DHX Entertainment for making the show, because this generation of My Little Pony was, to me, a huge impact to why I'm here and why that's where I am. Thank you so much, and I hope that the next generation of My Little Pony will be just as good as the last one. And I love you all.
It's a little bit embarrassing to admit My Little Pony kind of is my life. And when I say My Little Pony, of course, I mean the community. It's a big source of income. It contains most of my hobbies, the music I listen to, the videos I watch, the merchandise littered all around my room, and amazing opportunities.
What merchandise
like going to BronyCon and being on panels, and of course just being here on Bronies React is a major opportunity. And then maybe most importantly, the friends I've made in the community. You know, that's kind of an extension of My Little Pony. You know, it hurts to see the show come to an end. But as the moral of this episode is all about, it's important to accept changes like that. All good things come to an end, you know? I don't understand the mentality that, like, oh, the show's over, just completely abandon it. No, you can go rewatch
Though
it.
he
There's
did
tons
that
to
little skit at
rewatch.
the beginning.
Things leave me wondering, where do we go from now, you know? And it's really, for me, it's never been a fear about the fandom ending. It's never even really been a fear of the show ending. But it's certainly a matter of change. I'm currently running the top 10 pony videos. It's been going on for like 8 years, and I'm worried we're going to see a decline. We're not going to get 10 videos in a month. I don't know when that will be, if it will happen very soon, or we still got years left. Really, what makes the fandom special isn't going anywhere, and probably will never go anywhere. So yeah, the original question, how has MLP changed your life? I mean, look around.
Let's see. One word response.
I don't know.
No.
I might not even be here without it. I was in a bad place. It changed me to my core. I was cynical, angry, didn't know what I was going to do. Look at me now. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all.
I was just working at Burger King, being a personal trainer, and going to college full time, and then I found this show that made me feel happy one time when I was like really just down and sad, and then I met all these great people who are some of my closest friends today and helped me through so much and just made me want to be creative and start this and actually help a bunch of people out. And so it's it's changed my life for the better. Like, if I did not have this show, I would not be doing YouTube videos the way I do. I would not have met y'all out there. I would not have, like, been able to go to cons and meet a bunch of great people. So, yeah, it's very just touching. It's touched my soul, and I'm so incredibly grateful for the time I had to watch it and meet all these people. The show really touched me, and I'm so glad that I got to be a part of this whole thing. And you know what, if this is the end, I would say, like, I'm very grateful for being part of this, and you know, this is great times, and I'll always look on it with, like, just love.
Got to, meet so many
And AC
amazing
Race
people
Best in 2 goals.
from this fandom.
Just the last one?
Got so many
Still 3
long-lasting
more
friends.
minutes.
It's been a great experience, and it's still going. This episode is just a perfect allegory for, like, friendships and how, how things are going to go after, the series ends. You're still going to have your friends. As long as you keep that effort to meet up, hang out, talk, everything's going to be okay.
Being a fan of My Little Pony has opened so many doors that I didn't see. I never would have guessed that one day I would have gone to Germany, that one day I would have gone to Australia, that I'd be able to travel the country, that I'd be able to not only get to meet some of the most incredible people I've ever met, but to call them friends, have some of them be involved in my life in ways, like our wedding.
Yeah.
This journey has just been so amazing. The friends who are basically family at this point. Who would have thought? Did you see any of this coming?
No.
And you're like, hey, give it a shot.
Yeah, watch Fall Weather Friends with me. You might like it.
What have you done? It just means so much. Not only have I met a lot of amazing friends through the fandom, but also getting to know the people who've worked on this show and the heart behind it, how much they've cared. There's some pretty amazing people that made these 9 years possible. I've just been nothing but honored that I've had the opportunity to go again to conventions and to be able to entertain through this and do the stuff I love, whether it's through video editing or on stage. I will never take any of this for granted. It's one reason I always look back at convention vlogs, especially like early ones, and go like, man, I had no idea. I had no idea what was coming. It has changed my life. And the fandom it's been such an amazing, and will continue to be such an amazing experience. And I can't wait for the future. No matter what happens, whether there's a generation or multiple generations in the future, or Hasbro does this, or this happens with these characters, no matter what happens, we have 9 seasons of My Little Pony. Friendship is Magic.
Yeah.
That was just wrapped up in a bow for us. No matter what happens, we will always have this.
Yes,
that's why I'm not worried about the
on
future.
Netflix.
That's why I'm not worried about what may come in a future generation. I'm like, no matter what it is, Generation 4 will always be what it is. Thanks, Lauren Faust.
You're awesome.
Oh, man. Thanks, Elaine Larson. This mess you caused after season 3. To each and every one of you that have ever put any time into watching a Bronies React, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. This is AC Racefest signing out. Good night, everyone.
Wow. That was amazing. Something afterwards. Got 8 seconds left. The Bronies will return. Alright. So, I'm not sure how much... Jesus Christ, I am very low on battery. Alright, I'm back. I just had to charge up the battery, as I said. I'm just gonna cut this right after my reaction, because I did say some stuff afterwards. I'll just echo what I said. I don't really want to go too much into... I don't know. I think this is a pretty great react. Not necessarily supposed to be one of the funniest, just one of the more heartfelt ones. So the beginning half was the actual reaction portion, which I probably should have cut after that was done instead of just like right before the end of it. But I really didn't know when that was going to happen. So, but really, what I want to talk about is the second section, because it really does put into perspective on how much MLP has impacted all of our lives. I'd say it certainly impacted mine. I know that for sure. I'm just looking back, and there is not a single day that I can think of that I did not at some point think about ponies. Yeah, we brought in a lot of interesting people. For the reaction, we brought in like Noaking, Claire Corlett, but she's been in some others as well. Ratchetness again, B-Vids, and Rob Bob. We got a lot of people coming back after a long time, and I thought that was great to see. I bring the rules and orchestral design, and we got our table flip. But yeah, on to the second half of this. Brought in a lot of people to kind of give their insight in on how the fandom has changed them, how the show has changed them and impacted their lives. Like, we brought in some voice actresses, which I did look up some of them. So Diane Karina, if I'm pronouncing that right, she was actually said it on there, I just didn't realize it was Aria Blaze. She also voiced Saffron Masala from the Spice Up Your Life episode. Someone named Burly Unicorn, which I'm guessing is just a descriptor, and Canada Pony number 2 from that episode as well. And Shimmy Shake, which is the cheerleader from 246 Great, which I liked. I liked that episode. I think a lot of people didn't like it because of how Rainbow Dash was. Marique Hendricks, if I'm pronouncing that right, she was Sonata from the Rainbow Rocks movie. There's probably more that I'm not remembering. And then you got in bigger names like Andrea Libman and Tabitha St. Germain, Peter New and Daniel Ingram even. I really find it amazing how the people in the fandom can easily connect with the staff of the show. Maybe not Tara Strong. They're able to get M.A. Larson, GM Barrow, and Sibsy on the actual React show, so they can actually watch it happen. They can actually watch the show with him as well. And Gabe has connections with the CMCs. You got Michelle Krieber, Claire Corlett, and Madeline Peters, by the way, was the name, because earlier I forgot the name, but it was on my tongue, I just couldn't say it. It really does show a deep connection that the fandom and the show staff have with each other, and I really appreciate that. Any corporation, company like DHX that is willing to take time to bond and listen with, and listen to their audience, that kind of thing deserves my respect. Not the ones that just try to pander. There's a difference between taking the inspiration from the fans and pandering. The show has pandered before, I know it has, but they've done it in a very self-aware fashion, most particularly M.A. Larson. Yeah, but apart from that, most of what the show does is take ideas from the fans, or at least they get ideas off of what the fans have, and they incorporate some of those ideas that the fans have had into the show, not as a way to take from the not necessarily as a way to take from the fans, but to just showcase what their idea means to the show. And I don't see that as pandering. I see that as appreciation, and likewise we appreciate them for that. DHX has really been a great production company for this show, and I look forward to Generation 5, though I doubt it's really going to be as fantastic as Generation 4 was. I'm not sure if they're going to use any of the same voice actresses. They usually do. They've reused Kathy Westluck, Tabitha St. Germain, and probably some others that I'm not thinking of, but they've reused several voice actresses from Generations 2 and 3. Well, probably even Generation 1, I don't know. And just to give my input on this, because I feel like it would be pretty appropriate, like how MLP changed my life, how it impacted my life. I got into the show around Season 4, around the time Season 4 was ending. I didn't watch at the end of it. I was not even pressured or anything, or told by any friends to watch it. I just had some friends who were into it. I thought it was very weird, not even because it was a girl show, it's just the fact that I thought it was just I thought it was gonna be a baby show. I honestly didn't know, because like when I had gotten into it, I was in 6th grade, and even at 6th grade, like, you're very young, but you still feel like you're old enough. 6th grade is that point in elementary school. Those that have 6th grade in elementary school, not those that have elementary school. Not those that have it in middle school. I had it in elementary school, and that feeling of I'm at the top of the school, so I need to be more mature. In my mind, what mature meant was just to reject baby stuff. So that was the idea of what that was. But these friends were very close friends, so I did poke fun at them, not in necessarily a bullying manner, I don't think. At least I hope not, but it was just kind of I'm not gonna watch that, no. Just that kind of dismissal of the show. And then it started really getting popular in my class. It was strange. Everyone was starting to really get into it, and it was our class in 5th and 6th grade, Mr. Barnes' class, for anyone who was with. I doubt any of them are really watching, but that class was a cult. It was a cult. We were all like in these. It was like one collective clique of a bunch of different stuff, and MLP was a major topic in that group. So eventually, I was kind of like fighting the idea of me getting into the show, but secretly I wanted to, because everyone else was getting into it. I was like, all right, fine, I'll check out an episode, even though I really wanted to, because it was getting so popular and I wanted to see what it was all about. So I made a promise that I would go through as many episodes as I can over a weekend, 3-day weekend, and I managed to get through. Like, 'cause I had watched episode 1 and 2 at some point early on, and that was my first exposure to the show. And then I watched probably about 2 to 3 seasons. Not 2 to 3 seasons. Just 2. About 2 seasons, maybe less than that, but about 2 seasons of the show in that weekend. I don't recall how that was possible, but I recall getting close to the Canterlot wedding episode when I went to talk to my friends about it that next Monday. Yeah, that's pretty much how I started getting into the show, and then I started getting into more episodes. And yeah, I got all the way up to season 4. Though what kind of bummed me is that I got so impatient with trying to get through it, not because I didn't want to do it, because I was so eager to get through the series and catch up, was because no reason. I just wanted to get through it as fast as I can, because I was actually enjoying the show a lot. And what disappointed me was that I skipped half of season 4, went straight to the finale, and then I noticed I missed a lot of stuff, and that kind of spoiled me on a lot of episodes in season 8 and season 4. So that was kind of sucked. But I don't think I finished all that episode when I skipped over. I watched part of it, and then I went back and then started going through where I left off. I don't know why I did that. It was stupid of me. So yeah. And then I finished season 4, and that was like during summer vacation, I think. So as that hit, I started watching some small YouTube not small, but a few Brony YouTube channels. One of them was Little Shy If I Am. Another was the Brony Notion. Those two were like, throughout middle school, was all I watched from the fandom. I watched the Brony Notion's theory videos, and I listened to a lot of his music too. And I was a big Cinema Sins fan before I found everything wrong with MLP, because I just looked it up because I was seeing what else are there cinema sins for, and then I found out this guy did like, a bunch of them. I'm actually looking at his face right now. I was pausing. I was going through just to see. He's right here. Yeah. So you got him doing the series, and I see he's still making them. So I thought, okay, I can subscribe to this channel. I'll subscribe to that channel, and I kept watching those. And then eventually, I started getting into Bronies React, and then around season I didn't get into Bronies React until after season 5 started. Then season 5 started, and season 5 started. I was watching Rarity Dash. I was watching his reactions to it as well. Not just to watch the episode. I watched the episode first, and then I watched his reactions. And then episode 9 of season 5 came, and that was the moment I realized I was a part of this fandom, because I had not because I didn't know any of the references at that point, but I knew that there was something special about this fandom, and then I instantly related to it, because it feels like something for people that aren't necessarily that not sociable, but that aren't really that relating to the rest of the class. And that was definitely me. That still is me today. But when I saw that episode, I immediately felt a connection to it. And after season 5, I reacted to the last episode of season 5. That was my first episode reaction, though it eventually got taken down, and I just deleted it before I thought I could dispute it, so another stupid mistake on my part. But then I started I was watching some reaction channels, especially Rarity Dash. He was like, when he was posting 2 videos a day, I would go through a lot of that stuff. Mostly his episode reactions, not the fan work reactions, because I still didn't get into some of the fan works until after Bronies React started, and then I would watch a few shorts every now and then, and that's around the time I decided I wanted to start reacting to some, because I knew there were some classic shorts out there, some classic fan works that I had to watch, and I thought I might as well try to react to it. And then I started reacting, and this is where I am today. I bought a bunch of merchandise. I got ponies around my room. You have no idea. I'd get up to show you, but I don't know. Maybe another video. I got plushies over here. I got an Ogres and Oubliettes box set up there somewhere. Got a plushie over here. Got a puzzle I glued together. I have this sitting right here, season 1, and mouse pad, all this stuff. I really started to branch out into buying MLP merchandise. And also another major thing that it really did for me was that I got into a lot of editing because of the show. I didn't think of editing at all before. Mainly I was a musician before, I still am now. And I never really thought about editing music. I never thought about editing video or stuff like that until this show. And then I started, until I got invested in the fandom. So then I started making videos. Very low budget though. I had a tablet. Screen recorded reaction on YouTube. Just watching the video on YouTube, screen recorded. And then after that started to not go anywhere, I took a white canvas, put my original username, which was History Brony. I was very young back then. And then I just started changing that up, and I had kept that formula for a long time until recently, where I finally started getting into a digital video class and editing these things. And this is kind of where I realized I wanted to start editing videos, and not just videos, I wanted to edit music. and that's a major reason I'm going to college at the Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences in Arizona. And yeah, I'm going to be starting classes there in September. If this coronavirus thing blows over before then, I don't know how this is going to affect. My class might actually still be. My class might be postponed right now. Who knows? But yeah, this show has really affected me. I joined Amino because of this show, and then I started getting into other communities for music, for like bands like Pink Floyd, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Michael Jackson, like those like communities for those, and then I kind of got through that, and then even met some people that were fans or are still fans of the show through those communities, and I really connected with people online. That's where I started connecting with people online. But yeah, I didn't think I really made many. Like the people here, they made a lot of friends online, and then of the show, and met them in real life going to conventions. I never went to any Brony conventions. I'm sad to say. I know there's Everfree Northwest happening in Seattle, or not in Seattle, in Everett, because I'm in Washington. I could go there. I don't know if that's going to be postponed now because of the pandemic, but it's something I would really love to try to go to. Yeah, I know this outro is very long, but I feel like this is something that I should at least elaborate on. I might even have to have this in another video. But yeah, I got into a lot of this stuff because of the show. Just not directly even. Just a lot of it was indirect, but it was the reason I'm pretty much where I am today. Like even small things like the fact that I have a chair here, or that I got a computer at all. Because for the longest time in my life, I've always just been saying it. I don't need a computer. I'll just have a tablet, and that'll be it. And then I get a computer because reacting to things, and my reaction channel has starting to lead me onto other things like music and performing. If you don't know, I did a premiere for my 300 subscriber special. It was it's a new series I wanted to start doing, though right now it's at a hold because of the pandemic. Where I just play some songs that I think remind me or suit a particular MLP character. I think that series has hope. Go watch it if you haven't. It's called Ponies of Rock, Volume 1. I hope I'm gonna start putting together some songs for Volume 2. They get through that. But yeah, with that, I'm starting to get into some music posting, music sharing, not file sharing. Yeah, that's pretty much where I am now. I didn't make a lot of friends, as I was saying, online that I met. There were some people that I was just chatting and that I just chat with on Amino, but I don't think I've really made any connections. Not because I tried not to, or just not because I couldn't relate to any of them. I just haven't really been chatting with them. I've been chatting with people on other communities. And yeah, I wish I was to go to these conventions, because I feel like that would make the experience of the fandom much greater. Yeah. Anyways, I think I've rambled on long enough. It's been 24 minutes since the video ended. Yeah. I've enjoyed the commentary. God bless, stay safe, have a nice day, and as always, goodbye.